Hey guys, welcome. It's so nice to be joining you live here on YouTube again to our heat transfer answer. This is the live Q&A, and this is a new series that we're trying out, so thank you guys for joining us. I see a few people already in the chat there. If you guys have any questions, leave them right there. I'm going to try to get to everything we can today. And this is just a forum to be able to help you guys out. And so we'll do this maybe once a month here on a Friday, maybe the last Friday of every month, depending on how the schedule looks. And yeah, we want to be able to help you guys out. Here at Transfer Express, we are dedicated to helping you and your t-shirt business succeed. It is our #1 mission. Of course, we make some pretty cool transfers, but we want you guys to succeed and have an awesome t-shirt shop, whether you're selling on Etsy or doing custom orders, running your own brand on Shopify or Big Cartel, Squarespace, or even Wix. Man, I love Wix these days. It's just so easy to design stuff in there. So, yeah, we could get straight into the questions. I see some stuff coming in. Erica, Terry, Allison already asked questions. Shayna's in there, here to learn. Oh, Shayna Krause, it's so nice to see you. I know you were here joining us for our live streams before. And I will say that was kind of the inspiration for this format of what we're going to be doing, just because we had such a good time doing those lives over the holidays for our 12 days of Transfer Expressmas, where we gave away a ton of prizes, including 2 real deal heat presses. But we got so much good interaction from you guys and loved hearing your questions, your challenges as a t-shirt business, and even sharing some of those success stories. So that's what it's all about here today. I have the heat press warmed up, so if you guys have any application questions, we'll be able to try to demo some applications here. I have my computer right here for Easy View Online Designer and anything at Transfer Express. I saw there was already a question from Allison about Easy View in there. We did have a few pre-advanced questions, we'll say, that people sent us knowing that we are going to be doing this live here this Friday. And so, yeah, I'll just jump right into those as we wait for a few more people to join us here. Minnesota, yeah, let us know where you guys are actually watching from, too, because I love living vicariously through the weather of different places. Although recently this week in Ohio, especially in the northeast region of Ohio, where Transfer Express is based, it's been absolutely beautiful. 60 degree, we hit 70 a couple days. Yesterday for St. Patrick's Day was clear skies, nice and sunny, and it's awesome to see the community out again after the past couple years that we've had. So I hope that you guys are doing well, that we're all on the up and up, and let's get straight into the questions here. So Jeremiah asked in advance, these are in advance, he asked if we ship to the Philippines, and we do not. So unless you live in the United States or Canada, the only 2 places that we are currently shipping to. Anna asked how to mock up an Easy View, but I saw some questions about Easy View, so we're going to cover that in a little bit. Mike asked when to use Goof Proof and when to use Ultra Color Max, and that's kind of a loaded question. It really depends on your artwork first and foremost. If you have 1 to 2 colors, I'm always going to recommend screen printed transfers unless you're under 6 quantity. If you just need like 1, you could do that with Ultra Color Max. You don't have to buy 6 sheets and to meet that minimum for the screen printing. Now the process is a little bit different, but if you have any gradients or 3+ colors, any photographic reproductions, that's when you're going to want to switch over to Ultra Color Max. We actually put a video out right here on YouTube kind of describing when you would stay with Ultra Color Max versus when you would switch on over to the Goof Proof or even Ultra Color Soft with the sheet size. So you can't order individual sheets of Ultra Color Soft anymore, but we lowered the minimum piece quantity down to 6 on that as well, so it's all there. But, you know, I see so many questions coming in here. Let's just jump right into these here. So Allison asked, I'm a beginner. I'm running into an issue when uploading text. I'm trying to upload text that I created in Canva, and I want to have multiple texts printed on a sheet in Transfer Express. When I upload the text to Transfer Express from Canva, it uploads the sheet instead of just the text. How do I go about uploading the text and adding multiple text to one sheet using Transfer Express? I am not all too familiar with exporting from Canva, but what I'm imagining is that it's pulling the entire sheet size in and not just the text. There's a couple ways we could go about fixing this for you. Number 1 is trying to design the text in the designer at transferexpress.com in Easy View. There's tons of text controls. You could even change the font. You could put effects on it if you want it to be arched, or grab one of the kind of hacks that I use is if you see warped text in some of the layouts, grab that layout, use that warped text shape because it's not something that you could change with the effects. That is like, that's hard coded in that little warp. But you could change the font, you could change the text, so you could change it all in there. Now, when you're uploading from Canva, you're probably exporting a JPEG or a PNG from Canva. And so that's going to fit into our Easy Prints Plus pricing, which is it's the highest price tier for raster or bitmap artwork. Now, if you designed an easy view, it's actually, your transfers will ship sooner. If you're doing screen printed, like goof-proof transfers, your transfers are going to ship sooner, and they're actually going to be a slightly less expensive too. So you're going to save money designing an easy view, and you'll get your transfers like a one-color goof-proof transfer, if ordered before production cutoff, ships the next business day. So 1 day instead of 3 days for when you're uploading your own art, which is a really cool feature. And we try to keep all of those text controls that are in Easy View as open as, say, something in Canva. Now, if you wanted to do like full color text when you're uploading for Ultra Color Max, there is no Easy Prints Plus or Vector pricing. It's all standard set at 6 cents per square inch. But what you could do then is upload your art. So if you still want to pull it in from Canva, what you could do is pull it in, have screen print selected when you're importing the artwork, and it's going to put it in a, I have the questions on my phone right here, and I just realized I was listening to myself, so I'm going to turn that volume off. But when you're in Easy View, set it to screen print when you're uploading that file. If it's exporting as the full sheet and you can't export just one line of text, and it's exporting the full bounds there, set it to screen print at the bottom left. I could kind of show you here. I don't have necessarily like a file that we could use, but I had a session up here, so we'll just go back to the Easy View Online Designer here. And so I'll show you right here, down here at the bottom left, we see screen print and goof proof. So set your screen print and goof proof up just like this is how it's going to default into the session. Then we could go to upload our own art. We'll click choose file, and that's going to pull it in here. So let's just say I'm just going to use one of these, for example, and hope it doesn't break the system, because I don't have something that's just text only in like a raster, JPEG, PNG format, whatever you're downloading from Canva. And so if I don't break the system when this pulls in, it's going to give you an option to, right here, as it loads in, keep original, remove white background, or remove all white. So if the background is just white on that full sheet that exported from Canva, you could select remove white background. And as you can see here, it's removing any white that's in the background. Because this is, my example has a wood floor pattern, you see that it's knocking out some of it. But say if we select that and we move on to the next step, select here spot color. And that's going to break it down. It's going to kind of like trace it so it is a vector. And with text, if you just have text, this is going to be super easy for you to do. So it's, I'm using a humongously large file, so this might take a second. And of course, we're uploading, downloading, getting the live stream going as well. But here, then you'll have an option if this fails on me right here live with this humongous file. Yep, image is too complex, so it's going to want to do full color. So I kind of had a feeling that was happening. But once you go here, you select spot color. It's going to try to trace it, set it to how many ever colors you want, and then you're going to eliminate that entire sheet. You'll be able to just have the text, and then you have a little bit more editing capabilities. You could select the ink colors. You don't have to note ink colors or anything in there, and you're able to order the screen printed transfers instead of just digital transfers. So that's kind of an easy way to do that. Allison, I hope that that kind of was able to help you. If you could walk through it, let us know, because otherwise we want to figure out ways. I'll jump in Canva and actually try to get that set up and fixed for you. So that I could look at the same problem. We have Canva and we use it for our social media here. It's a great program. Designing for t-shirts though, sometimes the stuff kicks out of it is a little low res, and you could get some blurriness, especially in full color images, or some kind of soft edges that our system is going to say, hey, wait, hold up, because Canva is primarily for web design. So everything's exporting in RGB. So even if you're printing like DTF transfers or Ultra Color Max, you're going to have a slight color shift from what you see on screen to what actually prints. Whereas when you design here in the Easy View Online Designer, everything's ready to go, and it is formatted specifically for print. So I hope that helps, and I hope I was able to answer that question. Let's see. TRC for Life, LLG Rock. I don't know how to abbreviate that. I'm just going to call you LLG Rock. Sound good? But how do I upload my own artwork? So just kind of how I showed it in the Easy View Online Designer right here. This is what it's exactly going to look like. You could say upload your own art or upload right here. Now we do have a feature on our website that is the artwork uploader, where you could just kind of tell us your details, upload your image, and we'll handle the rest. Now, what that does is that's a fun process to use, but you don't have live proofing. You don't have instant quotes. You don't have turn times that adjust accordingly right here in live time, like when you are setting this up. So here, if we just clicked upload art, we could choose a file. Let's say we're just doing this one here. We'll say these are my mock-ups I have preloaded on this computer. I don't have too much production art ready on this computer, so I apologize. We'll have that for next time, the next live we do. I'll have a whole bunch of different file formats and stuff that we could try to upload here for you. So just like with this one, we'll say remove white background. It should pull all that white out there. We'll import as full color, and as you can see, it pulled some white out of that, but we could say even, let's go back, upload art, choose file. We'll choose that same file again, and I want to say select and delete all white. So we'll see how this one works. Now I'm trying to move super, super fast in this thing, so I apologize if I give you any hang-ups here. We usually have a little bit better of an internet connection, but that's the beauty of using EasyView Online Designer, is that you could use this anywhere. You don't need a super powerful computer. It all runs on a browser anywhere you need to go. So we'll just say import full color. So here it is. This is our image imported, ready to go right here. In EasyView, we're going to put it on the sheet, but say if we just switch on over to Ultra Color Max, that sheet size goes away, and then you're able to resize your art, something you can't do in the image uploader. You could resize your art right in here, and say if this was a a logo or something, and we did want screen printing, let's just imagine this was all one sheet. We could just grab this, and then of course you could copy and paste, duplicate this out, and then even if you said, well, I just need one line of text on my sheet that just says Cleveland or something, you could just click the text option, go ahead and here and click. Just double click on any text and you could change it here in EasyView Online Designer, and there you go. And like I was mentioning earlier, you want to change the font to anything you want, bam, right there. Nice and easy. And then we could just size this to 12 inches wide. Now this is stuff you can't do in the uploader, but you could do this in EasyView Online Designer. It makes it so super easy. And then let's just set a quantity so I could show you the next steps here. As we go back in here, it's not going to let me print with goof proof because we've got that big full color image in here. So say this is when now it's going to let me go through, and then so you have fabric compatibility, which it also asks in the uploader. You could add notes, you could cut it apart, you could select all these options. Then of course you have your total, your ship date right here at the bottom. You could order it as a proof, and you have all your full details right here on the left-hand side, making it so super quick and easy to be able to order all your stuff, and of course, configure everything right here on the bottom. So really, really powerful, and that's how I would recommend uploading your own art right here into EasyView Online Designer. I'm going to switch back over to Screen Print and Goof Proof, have the session ready to go. Let's go back to the chat. Marjorie from Montana, how are you doing? Taken by Tia, just received 2022 price guide and idea book. You guys made my day. Thank you for all you guys do. We are happy to help you out. Shayna saying it's 74. We're not that warm here in Ohio, but I absolutely love it. Let's see if we got any more questions here. I'm just going to do a quick scroll and see everybody here to learn. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys got questions, keep them coming. I'm going to go back to the pre-made transfer, or the transfer question list. And then we had a question here. What is a color change? So a color change is, say if we have a screen printed transfer and we just want to print, we're printing on black shirts and white shirts. We need all of the ink to be black, and then we need all of the ink to be white to print on those opposite styles. Now you don't have to put in 2 transfer orders, nor do you have to put them both on a gang sheet and print with 2 colors. The easiest way to do it is going to be able to do a color change. So we'll head back here into EasyView Online Designer, and I'll show you just how easy that is to set up. So here, just another blank EasyView section. We're just going to pull in some of the brand new promo layouts. I love these new baseball ones and the birthday layouts that are in there. One of my favorites, though, like I was kind of talking to Allison about those weird curvy texts and stuff that hit in there. And so there's one in here that I have to find, because it is absolutely the best. It looks like my internet is hurting a little bit right now. We're going to reload and see what we could do here. All right, come on. Maybe not, maybe not. when we do all this streaming stuff, it really, really hurts the internet. I'm so sorry. This happens all the time on our webinars. If you guys have watched any of our webinars, we do twice a month on totally different topics that are built to help you guys out. They're 100% free to attend, and usually we have some like cool product specials and stuff as well. We got a huge discount on the marketing kit a couple weeks ago. We've given away a couple of these cool rulers, the placement rulers. These are available in our application kit, which we've run a deal on as well. And of course, if you guys are coming out to any events, the Impression Show next week in Atlantic City, I'm going to be headed out there, so I'm really, really excited to get back out there. Actually, I have one of the samples here. So we are having a class on packaging, t-shirt packaging. So we have 15 different creative examples. This is just one of the 15 that I'll be presenting in Atlantic City. We hope to turn that maybe into some YouTube videos here, or possibly another webinar down the road where we talk about t-shirt packaging. This is just a cardboard tube, like what you would ship posters in if you've purchased our Ultra Color Max. It's the same tube, just cut down a label on the outside and a little cap. Stuff a t-shirt inside, just close it on up, and it looks like an old oil can. I have a kind of motorsports style t-shirt, real kind of like retro 90s look that I have paired with this. And this would look great, especially selling on site. So easy to just collapse and hold in a whole bunch of these boxes, or in one box, have a whole bunch of these t-shirts. A little sticker on top as well tells you what size it is, what color, and what style it is. So just some really cool packaging ideas, but this is the kind of stuff that goes on at these trade shows, is cool education that's going to help you and your t-shirt business, guess what, sell more t-shirts. Would you buy a t-shirt if it was in this? And this entire package literally cost, I think the sticker itself was less than $1. This tube was a recycled tube, but you could buy the whole huge pack of tubes on Uline. And then this, I was able, out of the 22-inch tube, I was able to cut 5 or 6 of these. So if one tube's another buck, 5, let's say 6 out of them, you know, we're not even at $2 for the packaging to put a t-shirt in. And then you're able to really raise the value of your t-shirt when it looks so polished. Anything that's protected by packaging immediately drives the value up. So whole class on that I'll be teaching in Atlantic City exactly 1 week from today. So if you guys are around that New York, tri-state, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area, I think there's still time to register. And if you head on over to our Facebook page, we have a code that you could register to the expo floor for free for any of those educational seminars and education courses that are available on site at those shows. Sometimes you have to pay for them, sometimes you don't. I know for Impressions it is a small fee to join the education seminars, but at like Graphics Pro Expo, they're completely free to attend. They're included with the registration to the event. So we have tons of Graphics Pros Expos we're going to, the Decorated Apparel Expo, everything embroidery markets, and of course the Impression shows. So, I mean, we are out on the road. We hope to see you guys now that we're allowed to get out a little bit more than we typically do. So back to EasyView. I forgot what I was talking about, but oh yes, it was the text hack. So this is one of my favorite layouts here, QLO 75. It is this nice, fun, warped text that really works for anything. So what we could do is just easily delete these things out. And I was going to show a color change. That's right, color change, color change. So let's just change this to black. I'm going to say, this just says, good luck. Because we're going to Atlantic City, and I like playing some cards every now and then, so so we're just going to say good luck. And just like that, how easy that was to just swap in there and change that text out, completely blow up this layout, or just pull the text layout. And then if we needed to change this text, we absolutely could. So say we wanted it to be a little bit more blocky, we could change it up. And then, of course, if we say, it doesn't look good, even this text sizing, so this letter spacing, you could change all this. It is a super, super powerful designer. So when I say you might not have to use Canva, you may be able to get a similar result here, like I mentioned, for a cheaper price and a quicker turn time if you're doing just a goof-proof transfer like this. So real cool. I liked that GLAW font. It's so hip and trendy right now. So I'm just going to click undo and get back to where we were. So right here, let's say good luck, and let's size this to a left chest print. So I'm just going to go 4.5 inches wide, and let's try to make 2 of these on here. So I'm just filling out a gang sheet, and gang sheeting is something where you could really maximize the potential of your transfer sheets. So then we'll just add a layout here, and let's just say casino. I'm in the casino mood already. So we'll just type into the search bar and search casino. If the internet is cooperating with me, we're just going to have to steal our neighbor's Wi-Fi or something in the office building next door when we do this, so we're not taxing all of our bandwidth here on site, because that should, usually this is very, very quick, and if you're working at home, it should be nice and quick for you. Of course, unless you're live streaming right now, and then so you're downloading a whole bunch of stuff and watching me live, which I would say is more important than creating art, but creating art's pretty important too. So let's search again. It doesn't seem to be wanting to search for me. There we go. Just took a minute to jump on in. So we're going to say feeling lucky. I am feeling lucky. Feel good. Feel good about this Atlantic City. So we're going to pull this in here. Again, just double clicking the text. You could go in and change anything you want. So let's just say this is the Transfer Express casino trip. It is. We're going to Atlantic City next week. So here, say we are printing this on white shirts, and then we also need to print it on black shirts. What we're going to do is we usually just click up here at the top to the options step if we haven't figured out anything else down here at the bottom. And then so right here, my toolbar is covering it up a little bit. Let me pop back in here. So then here, we'll just put in our quantity at the bottom. And let me just exit on out here. Perfect. There we go. Now the toolbar's back on, and we could go back to full screen. Perfect. All right, so here, let's just click up to the options. If you don't want to set your quantity, we can set our quantity. You can see that our pricing's all set in there too. Of course, we would want to add some more stuff to our gang sheet, maximize this printing. Just for example, let's say an inside tag. Bam, shirt tags, and we'll pull one of these in. We're adding more of these all the time. I'm so excited whenever we release new shirt tags. And these, just like anything else, I'm just going to copy and paste these in here, and they size up 2 inches wide, so they are perfect right in there. So we just have a full gang sheet now. So we have a huge print here for the front, some left chest prints, and then 4 inside tags. If we just wanted to change these sizing, whatever we want, this is all customizable for you guys to do. But then up here at the top, we'll click the options step. Let's go to color change. So it's right here underneath notes, and we're able to say, all right, so background color for this first one is going to be white tees, and it's going to be black ink. Let's add a color change. So it's going to be going on black shirts, and we want the ink printing white. And just like that, we've only added $15 to our total instead of having to boost it all up. So let's just remember, 93 bucks is where we're at with the color change, okay? Without the color change, we're at 62 bucks. So right there. But say we did just, we'll go back to design step. So right here at the top, or you could have clicked back. Say we did just want to do this as a 2 color. We go white on that, and you're going to see we go to 113 bucks. So obviously, because we can't fit 2 different variations of everything here on the sheet, a 2 color, 113, the ink change just 93, and we could split that quantity. I think even I added tons of quantity too, so that was my mistake in there. Let's change this back to black, and I want to see what we did. So for 12 quantity, we'll do 6 white, 6 black, instead of 12 white and 12 black to get true apples to apples. So 113, and we're at 62 right now. We'll go to the options step, add that color change, because you see this quantity right here that I did not talk about. So again, we'll just say black, background color, white inks, and we'll say 6 and 6. Now that's just going to add the 15. Now we're at 77. So 6 white, 6 black, a super easy way to do it, and that's the color changes in there. Yes. Marjorie says she loves the webinars. I love the webinars. Jacob asks in there, can you make stickers? So this is absolutely, you can still make stickers. Let me show you exactly how we could do that. So we'll go back here to the design step. I lost my mouse there for a second. And let's just say we want this good luck as a sticker that we're going to hand out to all of our friends so they could wear it on their jackets or on their bags or anything, just so they were ready to go. Here we go. We got it down, and let's just switch our print method. So just how I was switching back and forth earlier between the screen print, the full color, and the Ultra Color Max, what we could do is just click on full color again, and instead of stretch litho matte, or Ultra Color Soft, or Ultra Color Max, I clicked on Ultra Color Max, didn't mean to click on it. All right here, down here at the bottom is you have all-purpose sticker. Now stickers are incredibly affordable. These are my favorite little hidden gem on Transfer Express because it's a $25 minimum, but you could pack so much into this. So you can't gang sheet here with the stickers. We'll contact you and say like, hey, no, don't do this. But when you are in there, you could just select your quantity. So say we want this good luck sticker at 4.5 inches wide that we have all set and ready to go. If we just want 6 quantity, it's gonna be $4 per sticker. Which is a little pricey, but still just for 6 stickers. If you go to Sticker Mule or Sticker Giant or anywhere up, thanks Vince. Was my mic getting a little crazy?
Yeah, it was just bumping a little bit. They couldn't see me.
That's Vince. That's Vince. Vince came over and fixed my mic while we're here on the screen cap. But Vince and Heather are both helping run the live stream. Love these guys helping out at the Transfer Express team. So let's just see if we wanted 25 of these stickers. It's $1.43 per sticker and super, super cheap here. So yeah, if you're going to any other custom printer out on the website, it's just going to be kind of crazy insane for low quantity stickers. You're going to be paying a lot of money, and these stickers are awesome. They're dishwasher safe. So I've actually dishwasher tested them myself to about 10 washes, and they work great. They look fantastic, and I wish I had one to show you, but I actually do. One of these right here. So this example on the packaging that I showed you earlier, this is one of the stickers that's offered here at Transfer Express. Now these are what I just showed you. These have die cutting included. So if you don't specify exactly what size you or where you want that shape to be, we're just going to trace the outline of the artwork, and they're going to come kiss cut on sheets for just easy peel and stick removal. If you want yourself, you could cut them out so that you could hand them out to people. But they do come on the liner sheet. All of the extra is removed, so you could just peel it and peel it right on off. I'll be showing those. I made a whole bunch of sticker sheets for this product and the entire packaging class that I'll be teaching next week. And I should have brought some in here to show you what these sticker sheets look like, but they are really cool. Dishwasher safe, super, super durable. They are fantastic, fantastic transfers. So they're just great, and you could order them right there in EasyView Online Designer too. Hey, look, we had one delivered for us. This is from our Toast to Transfers that we did back in, what was that, January, for our St. Patrick's Day version of Toast to Transfers. We have our spring version coming up, not next week, but the week after. The kits are still on sale at transferexpress.com, and those are very similar to this. If you like our webinars, if you like this live format, we do a very, very similar thing. It's in the evening. We encourage you to grab a drink, your heat press, and we have this kit that we heat press along with you. Not only are they great examples of stuff that you could sell yourself, but you could also take those, inspire them, sell them, and then we try to set you up with a gang sheet. We'll take the entire gang sheet that we send you in the kit, put it on EasyView for you to customize easily and sell a similar product. So we've heard of people buying the kit, coming to the webinar, pressing the stuff live with us, being able to ask their questions very similar to how we're doing it right now, and then that's it. We get to press it. They share it on social media. They have people asking them, man, I want that t-shirt. Could you make me one? And they go, absolutely. They just go on, grab that gang sheet, order more of them, customize them, maybe throw some of their own artwork on it if they only want the one image. Throw it all in there, and it's super easy. But we always include a sticker with those too, just to show you what's going on. And as you can see, a nice sturdy vinyl, a permanent pressure adhesive right here, if you could kind of see the stickiness of this. And they do come, this is just ripped, but this is how they come kiss cut on the sheet, so they are ready to apply. This one right here, the Press It Real Good on my laptop, is another one of the CAD cut stickers here at Transfer Express. So a really, really cool product. I'm gonna go back in here. Jacob says, can't believe he missed it. Awesome in there. Estelle says, it's taking a little getting used to using the new layouts, but I'm loving some new features. Yes, if you guys haven't ordered in a little while, we have completely updated the Easy View Online Designer just to make it a little bit more easy to use of an interface. We've highlighted the common things. We looked at a whole bunch of user data, listened to what you guys actually wanted in the designer, and kind of made it a lot cleaner to use, minimized a lot of the distractions and the tools that were open in the old designer, and just moved some stuff around. We do have a video on the YouTube right here about what changed and what's new. We just covered the major basic things that where things shifted and moved around. So you can watch that one and go into a lot of those. The mock-up feature is one of the biggest changes that I absolutely love. Let's see. You guys have stickers that you could heat treat. Yes and no. I don't know exactly what you mean, Estelle, by heat treat or heat press, but if you're looking to heat press stickers, we do have, so we have printed vinyl. I'll show you here where to order those. So here in the Easy View Online Designer, just similarly to how we actually were ordering these, we clicked on full color, and then all-purpose sticker here down at the bottom. But we also have our CAD prints. So they are printed vinyl that are then cut out to your custom shape of your artwork. The express prints, soft opaque, and even soft opaque with the sub block for if you're printing on sublimated apparel. But those are kind of the heat press stickers if you're talking about it that way. Realistically, my favorite thing to use on your heat press is our screen printed transfers. The goof proof looks, feels, washes, and wears exactly like a screen print, but it is a heat transfer. And it's plastisol inks, the same exact type of inks. Right over in our warehouse, we have an entire warehouse filled full of buckets and barrels of plastisol ink. I've been working in the print industry for over a decade, and I could tell you, I would swear on all of my screen printing knowledge that they are the same inks. I'd tell you the brands, but then I'm afraid you'd buy them out, and then we wouldn't be able to buy them anymore. We know there was an ink shortage a little bit at the end of last year, not so much this year. But yeah, we always want to be sure that we have the inks to be able to supply you guys. It is the same exact plastisol ink that is used to screen print directly on t-shirts. We just gel it, which is kind of, we're not fully curing it, so the ink is still somewhat open. It's just dry to the touch, but it's not fully cured, so when you hit it on the apparel with the heat press, it slightly liquefies, the adhesive powder moves into the inks, and it is on that shirt. It's not sitting up over top. It's not cracking. It's not peeling. It's not behaving like you're thinking like your Cricut vinyl does. No, not anything like that. It is a screen printed shirt. Looks, washes, wears, and feels. Which brings me to one of the questions that we had in advance. What transfer lasts the longest? In my personal experience, I have only personally wash tested goof proof transfers to the 50+ wash dry cycles that we test all of our transfers for. That's me personally with shirts that I've worn and printed here with goof proof that I wear at least probably once every week now for well over a year. Still looks great. Looks and handles exactly like a screen printed shirt would. I have no worries about selling them as my own brand. I will say, though, that I have not seen any of our transfers fail catastrophically when applied correctly. We wash test everything from the Ultra Color Max to the Ultra Color Soft, the Stretch, our glow-in-the-dark inks. We test them all to 50+ wash dry cycles before we make them available to buy for you. Of course, there's weird changes in humidity in your shop, and sometimes some things get ripped open and damaged, and of course accidents happen. So if you have issues with any transfer, please just let us know, and we would love to help diagnose the issues and fix them for you. But in my actual personal experience, not as a Transfer Express employee, but as somebody who has decorated apparel for over a decade, I have had no problems with our goof-proof screen printed transfers. Absolutely love them. They are a great replacement for actual screen printing yourself. I learned screen printing in my basement, and I was burning screens in my bathroom, and my wife was very mad about it because, no, wait, that emulsion's drying. You can't open the door. You're expose my screens. So needless to say, it's so much easier. Don't have to worry about any of that mess. Don't have to worry about any of the cleanup, spraying out emulsion in screens, in the bathtub with the sprayer, making a mess. Don't have to worry about any of that. All you need is a heat press. Buy the transfers when you need them. No need to stock inks or squeegees. And if I would have known about Plastisol screen printed transfers back then, my life would have been a lot less frustrating. It took me a solid 3 weeks to a month to be able to consistently pull retail-ready screen prints. There's always a little portion that's getting dry in the screen, or the inks are closing up, the screen's closing up, you get pinholing, and you're going around fixing stuff with the spot pens, and like, it was just such a hassle for such little payout when I could have been making the same profit with just a heat press. And that initial investment that I put into my screen printing setup was more than a heat press was. So I could have bought a heat press, minimized the risk, and it got perfect prints right out of the gate. Not to mention, I'm not even talking about like placement where like those first few prints that I pulled were on the belly. Not good. We've all been there in there. All right, let's go back in here to, so if you want, Estelle, if you wanted heat transfer stickers to put on t-shirts, if you have limited color, go with the screen print. Or if you have a lot of colors in your design, the new one that just came out, Ultra Color Max, it's our direct-to-film transfer. No minimum, just a $25 minimum. So you could order one sheet or many sheets. You could order a single image or a gang sheet. It does not matter. It's just priced 6 cents per square inch, all the way up to 22 by 22 inches. So if you just want one image, that's pretty much the entire size of a t-shirt, that's it. An entire full front, you could do that. 22 by 22 inches. 22 inches is going to be out here. It's not even going to be on the t-shirt anymore. Maybe height-wise, you might be able to get 22 inches on like a large or an extra large, but that's a humongous print. So primarily what you're going to be doing is gang sheeting on there. Now, one 22 by 22 inch sheet, I believe, is right at $29, so it's just over that $25 minimum for the product line. And it's packed full of tons of potential. We're putting a video together for next week on it, for especially those lower quantity costs. It's just so super easy to be able to put a few things on a sheet, on that 22 by 22 inch sheet, some maybe designs that you're thinking about selling that you want to just print, have a t-shirt to wear around and see if people are interested in it, maybe to take some product photography instead of mocking it up, but you want to take real product photography. Bam, it's all set, good to go. Speaking of mock-ups, I want to show you how to do that. I think there was a question, I don't know if I saw it in the chat or if it was on my sheet, but how do I mock up my own apparel? It's this new feature in Easy View where I could mock up my own stuff on t-shirts or my own photos. How do I do that? So let's jump into Easy View Online Designer right where we left off, and I'll show you how to mock that up. So here we have our good luck graphic already good to go. We'll go to screen print and just switch it back over to GoofBrute so it's all set, and then we are going to slide on over to, we'll go to the mockup section. Right here on this left-hand side, our mockup button, and we just added this new watermark in here. You can see your ink changes pull in here, so you can see exactly all of the options that you've already selected, and you can even change this watermark text, so Dave Tees. If you're just using the artwork, it's going to be watermarked, but as soon as you say upload my own or use apparel, those examples that I used earlier, let's say, so we'll just pull this one in, and we'll click on over to this one as this loads in. Because I'm going to be using a black t-shirt, I want a white print. So just like this, when you load an image in the background, you could turn this off. So if you want to use it for a product photo on your Etsy store and you don't want a watermark on it, that is perfectly fine. But even if you do, or you're afraid of somebody stealing your photos, if you spent a long time actually making these photos, or you downloaded that mock-up pack and you don't want people to be able to steal the photos that you paid for as your mock-ups, you could throw that watermark on there, and then you are 100% fully protected here. So right here, we got our good luck. We could put it on here, Dave's Tees, or if you want to have it say anything else. Just like anything in Easy View Online Designer, you could customize it yourself. Transfer Express, we say good luck right there. But let's turn that off to see how that looks. And that's it. Right here, we click download. It's going to download a PNG for us, and then we're going to be set and good to go. And look at that mock-up. That is ready to go to post to an Etsy store, Shopify, Big Cartel, on your social media, wherever you are actually, trying to sell your apparel or showcasing your capabilities. Excuse me, just taking a drink of water. Wherever you're selling your t-shirts, you could use this, and this is all in Easy View. So maybe reassess what you're paying for Canva these days and do it for free in Easy View Online Designer. All you need to do is have an active Transfer Express account. They are 100% free to use. You don't need, and free to create, you don't need to input a credit card. You don't need a tax ID, a business license, anything like that. Of course, you're going to have to put a credit card on file when you purchase transfers. We don't give them away for free, but we do want to help you guys out, just not that much. But you can mock up right in here, order your transfers, and it saves all that information, just like that color change that we set up earlier. All that information is still set in there, so then you could just easily swap back between the two. Another sweet option here in the EasyView Online Designer, if say you don't have your own mockups. Now this is just one that we took a photo of, and we did one of our webinars. We actually gave away the full pack of, I think it was 6 total mockups here of the real apparel styles that we took photos of that you could upload directly into Etsy there. So here, let's just say we don't have our own image. So we could say clear background. It just goes back to our image that we have here. We could say even back to the edit menu, back to our artboard, and say we have multiple stuff on our artboard, because this is something that I feel like is overlooked and we get a lot of questions about. I'm just going to copy and paste some of this stuff out here. Copy and paste, copy and paste. So we have a full gang sheet of artwork here. So we'll go back to the mock-up section, and then you're like, oh man, it's all there's all of this on here. What you could do is just make one selection and say selection only. And so then we're only using the selected image. Really, really cool to use, really, really cool to have here. So let's go ahead and use apparel. So we used upload my own, and I uploaded that other aspect in there before. And so let's use apparel. Now in here is the entire apparel catalog that we have online at transferexpress.com that you could order wholesale apparel. So say you're printing on a Next Level 3600, one of my favorite blank wholesale styles of t-shirt. The Next Level 3600, a nice fine jersey knit cotton, feels really high end. I liken it to the old American Apparel 2001. So it's not American made, I believe. They have a few mills that make it. But it feels and kind of wears, it's cut, side seamed, very similar to a 2001. So it feels real nice. So say you're printing on Next Level 3600, you want to see all of the colorways available. Right here, Next Level 3600 loads right on in, and then the colors load here on the side. So if we were doing the heather, here is Next Level's photo of the heather. Any of these, and then we could just size this up to make it look right. So even if you don't have any images and you want to see what it's going to look like on that style that you're purchasing to print on, bam, right there, all perfect, and it's great. You could download this one all the same right here, download, and bam, all downloaded, ready to go. And of course, you could still see your color change if you want to change your color changes. Everything in here, EasyView is just so super powerful. I will say, coming from a background in design, I went to school for design, and that's kind of how I got into the printing industry, is through designing t-shirts, designing flyers, posters. I was a musician in a band, and being able to come here into the EasyView Online Designer and have a lot of the same controls that you would in, say, Illustrator that you have here online. You don't really need, unless you're doing some super custom stuff, but if you were just kind of using Illustrator to fiddle around with some vector art, maybe live trace it, EasyView is going to be able to do that a lot quicker and user intuitively, let's say. Not a huge steep learning curve, depending on how deep you want to go into EasyView, because there are tons and tons of actual features in here that kind of, especially when we start talking about distressing, look here, right here. We could just throw distressing on this if we wanted to, and that's it. That's going to print exactly like that. If we want to change it, we could just clear it, add another one. There's a few different patterns in here that could put it on all of this. If you want it on there, we could just clear it. It doesn't matter. It's all in there. Even clip art. I know there are tons of layouts here in EasyView, from everything from work, occasions, sports, tons of sports layouts, school layouts, bestsellers, those inside tags that I was talking about. All of those inside tags are all available in there as well. But one of my favorite things is actually to design in here. So let's just say we'll take this same kind of layout, because I told you I love this text oh so much. We'll just delete some of these things out of here. And then we could just grab any piece of clip art here. So like this baseball guy. We'll grab this baseball guy, a nice little cartoony guy here. And so just grabbing the clip art, using the text functions as well, we could just go in here and say, play ball, right? Play luck, play ball. And we just have a design right now ready to go on a t-shirt that we just made in a couple seconds using all of this pre-made clip art and just this text that's available in EasyView Online Designer. So you don't have to be a designer if you just want to use these layouts and just double click on anything you need to change any of this. Of course, if you purchase our marketing kit or get our free sample pack, now the marketing kit's going to give you a customized full color idea book, which is pretty much all of the artwork that's preloaded into EasyView Online Designer, all right here. This black and white version, you can't see the colors, but it's basic and it's enough to get you started. It is branded with Transfer Express materials on it, so people know it's Transfer Express. But if you purchase the marketing kit from us, we'll give you a binder version of this over, I think it's 120 full color pages with all of these layouts, the different fonts we have, the different clip art, and then so you could sit down with your customers and browse things. My favorite example is when you're using the idea book to pitch to, say, a school, a local school district in your area. You're going to the athletic booster club meeting. You could pull all of the work pages out of there, all of the basic, the vacation stuff. Pull it all out and just have school mascots and sports layouts in there. So they don't have to flip through 200, different designs. They're only flipping through maybe 10 pages with maybe, there's more than 10 layouts on each page. So maybe we are in the 200 pieces of artwork layouts, but they could go through there and it looks like it is your artwork catalog that you are serving to them. They don't know about Transfer Express. They don't know anything about Easy Prints or EasyView Online Designer. They think that all of this artwork is yours and it's your capability because we'll put your name on the idea book with our marketing kit. And that's really the value of it. Now, in that marketing kit, you also get tons of stuff. These cool color selector swatch books, a whole bunch of free samples and stuff. But yeah, an awesome part of that. But all of that is tied to the same codes that you see here in EasyView Online Designer. Let me see if we got any more questions in here. Erica asks, what size transfer is recommended for an extra large shirt? So, I say we're using our goof-proof transfer, screen printed transfers. We're going to say about 11 inches is going to be what's going to be kind of a full-size transfer. So let's just hold this one up on me. I wear a size large or extra large t-shirt, and this is 11 inches wide. So that looks pretty, I'll get out of the way of the computer itself, but that looks pretty good. So we always say 11 inches wide. Now this is going to depend on your artwork. If it is a circle, 11 inches wide is going to be a gigantic circle. So you're probably going to want to size down to about 9 inches. My favorite thing to do is if you are worried of something looking weird, if you have the shirt on you, so we have a large shirt right here, this navy shirt, and just take a shirt in that size. You can lay it down on any table or put it on a mannequin if you have a mannequin in your shop, or put it on your sister, your friend, anybody, your brother, your little brother, your older brother, your mom, your grandma, anybody. But what I'll do then is I'll take just a regular piece of copy paper and size it to what size you need. So I don't necessarily have a ruler, but I do have one of these. So this does have inch marks on it. Our t-shirt placement ruler, you just line it to the collar. You know exactly where to go. It's already sized 3 fingers down from collar, so you know it's perfect and gets you right aligned, ready to go. So let's say that our graphic is going to be, this is 8.5 by 11 inches on this copy paper, but it's going to be 4 inches high. So we could just set it down and we'll measure 4 inches and then just fold the paper. You don't need to cut it. You don't need to do anything. Just fold it to the general dimension. We'll fold it here. I'll just line it up. Rip a fold right down. So now we have an 11 by 4 inch graphic. Hold it up to yourself. Look in the mirror. There's no mirrors in here. Look in the mirror and see how it looks on you. Hold it up on your friends. If your little brother's wearing it, hold it up on them. Your grandma, anybody. This is the best way to get an idea of how that graphic is going to look on the t-shirt. And then it helps you look at any sizing issues. Let's say that you are doing the same graphic, so here 11 by 4. You could fit a whole bunch of these up on a gang sheet, and you're like, we're going to have some youth sizes on there as well. Maybe one of those youth sizes you go ahead and size the size a little bit smaller. Usually for adult sizes, the entire printing industry will never change the size of a graphic from extra small all the way up to like 4 or 5x. It's just the way that screen printing always has been. You have to burn a screen for the order. You get the bulk discount when everything uses the same screen or set of screens. And so all of the cost is in the setup. You're going to be using the same size image for everything, except when you go to youth. I think there's a youth shirt right over here. I'm going to run and grab it real quick. I'm going to stay with you guys, and I'll show you here. So for this youth shirt, of course, Hudson Youth Baseball, that you could see, we are like seam to seam. This collar's a little stretched, but yeah, 11 inches is like seam to seam, way too big for a youth shirt. So you're going to want to get down more to about a 9-inch range. If you're only doing ladies styles in the smaller sizes, 9, 10 inches is probably going to be fine. A large shirt, 11 inches. So I hope that answered your question and more. I went a little bit more in depth, but hopefully that paper trick, you could use it for anything. And then if you even wanted to, if you are doing like a circle, take that 11 inches and cut that circle. And you could see how it's going to look on a shirt, and you're gonna be like, let's resize it differently. So that's a really cool tip that I love for sizing designs. Eric asks, how many months or years can I stock transfers? So our transfers, there's a video that we have here on YouTube, and it's hard because you might think we did some camera magic, but we actually have a video. How long do screen printed transfers last? The marketing manager here at Transfer Express, Sue, has been with the company for over 30 years. So let's just say she has some transfers that are a little bit old. But we actually pulled one out of her filing cabinet. It was just in the original plastic bag, opened. It had been opened, but it was in the original plastic bag sitting in a filing cabinet for over 10 years. We weren't sure how old it was, but it at least was 10 years old. If it could have been 15 years old. But what we did, just in a climate controlled environment here in a regular office, it stays 70 degrees year round, even during the pandemic when everybody worked from home. But we just pulled that out and pressed it like a goof-proof transfer, 365 degrees, 6 seconds, medium to firm pressure, and it pressed perfectly fine. We threw it in the washer, washed perfectly fine. So when cared for properly, they will last as long as they're cared for. So if you leave them in a car, they have any excess humidity or maybe some super dryness or, there's tons of variables, hot, cold, they're constantly changing temperature. Of course, that ink isn't going to last. If you keep them inside a climate controlled environment, even in, we've heard people with vacuum sealed bags, just a little heat pressing bag, the little heat seal that melts the bags, the poly bags. If you're shipping, you can put them back in there, seal them up. We've heard of people just leaving them in little bins. So those like flat file folders, just leaving them in there. As long as the room that they live in is not super humid, not super dry, not incredibly cold or incredibly hot, or exposed to direct sunlight where the UV rays are gonna kind of pull some of that pigment out of the inks, no. In a filing cabinet, they'll last over 10 years. So absolutely, couple years, 4, 5, 6, you are absolutely in the clear. Those transfers are going to last perfectly fine for you. Just care for them. Just care for them. Let's see. Definitely help me know. Yeah, text on a shirt. Allison, happy to help you out. And that's what we're here for. A lot for beginners. And I hope that you could kind of play around in Easy View. See if maybe you could ditch that Canvas subscription if you're paying for it. Save you some bucks and then be able to use Easy View for free. Order everything right here, the mock-ups. And yeah, save money, get those transfers faster. Andrew asks, would movie-related designs be rejected if it's a parody or homage? Friday the 13th, but text... Friday the 13th text, but without the hockey mask. That's kind of a gray area. So if that is, I'm not sure about the absolute licensing on that. We usually say to try to stay away from it. You're probably going to get a cease and desist if you did step on somebody's patent infringement and they catch you on it. So we can't recommend that you do it. But I don't know if Friday the 13th, since it is a day on the holiday, if it is the exact same script in the exact same font like the movie poster or any of the I almost said VHS. Show my age a little bit there, the VHS cartons that they came in. But if it just said Friday the 13th, I'm not sure that that phrase technically is trademarked. If it has, yeah, the hockey mask and Jason, or, you know, an axe or a chainsaw, or Camp Crystal Lake or something like that, that might drive it in a little bit more. You know, really what our team looks for in copyright infringement when they do come through. Of course, we'll always notify you if we stop an order. We're not just going to cancel it and say, hey, you're infringing on copyright. We're not lawyers or a legal team. We are only trying to protect our own liability as the producers of it. So the way that we kind of measure the metric is if you could go out on the street corner and sell it. So say you have... you're doing a club shirt for a 5K run, and Starbucks and McDonald's and the local Giant Eagle or Meijer or whatever food line or Publix, wherever you are, the supermarket that is local to your community wants to put their logo on the shirt. They're sponsoring the event, and it's just in a logo farm on the back of the shirt. We're not going to stop that and say, like, hey, you're using somebody's copyrighted information. We know the Boy Scouts of America and the Girl Scouts are very, very particular about how their logo is used, and they won't even use it for sponsorships like that. So we may reserve the right to say, hey, we can't do that with the Boy Scouts of America, because we have talked to them several times over the past few years. But anything like that is usually a-okay. But if you could take it out and sell it on the street as like a Friday the 13th merch, then it is probably skirting the lines, or it's probably crossing the line of being copyright infringement. So if it just says Friday the 13th, because it is a day of the week sometimes, however lucky or unlucky, or go to camp and get murdered, you know, kind of thing. Hopefully nobody has had that experience and it's just in the movies. But yeah, that's how we're going to look at that. So I'm going to say, if you just say, have a shirt that says Friday the 13th and no other imagery of the movies or that franchise, it's probably going to be able to come through our system a-okay, and we'll be able to print that for you. You will most likely will be able to avoid any of that copyright on there. Wutha, I hope I pronounced that right. What's the smallest size in detail regarding negative space that's allowable in plastisol inks without encountering any closure issues? That is a great question. I don't know the exact answer to it, but I believe it's around 1 point. If there's any closure issues, our team will reach out to you. So they come in and they throw your designs against any metric, because, of course, when you're pressing the plastisol inks, especially in t-shirts, it's not as noticeable because the ink has somewhere to go. It goes down into the fabric. But say if you ever use a plastisol transfer on wood or cardboard, you see, or any of like harder surface, it spreads because it doesn't have anywhere to go. So you do get the closure. I believe it's just around 1 point, like 0.01 inches or something. So it is quite small, but you do want to make sure any fine text. Now, for like inside tags, I've done incredibly small detail with negative space and even just line weight, and I've never had any issues. If you are curious about it, send your artwork over to our team. They'll take a look at it and tell you how to adjust accordingly for your specific use case. Because sometimes in like small text, you're going to have some issues with small text because it's not going to be legible. Now, if it's just like an element in a design and it's some like organic shaped lines, if a little tiny portion of it closes up, nobody's probably going to notice. And we try to like gauge each case accordingly, and we'll reach out if it's going to be an issue. So yeah, just send those on over. Chanel Davis says, I pressed one after 2 years and they pressed and washed well. Yes, cared for and kept in a climate controlled environment. They should last 2 years. If, you know, Chanel, come back in 2 more years, save some and press them and tell us how they worked. Because I bet I bet they're gonna work fine. Andrew says, I'm old enough to know VHS. Make us all feel a little old. I do miss the Be Kind Rewind, and having like, when I was a kid, we had a rewinder that was like shaped like a little race car, and that was really, really cool when I was a kid. You just slide it in there, rewind it. You could put a movie right in the VHS player and be ready to go. A to Z. Show through areas, Sue's in there. Show through areas need to be 0.045. So double of what I mentioned, the 0.18, 0.045, which is still incredibly small for your negative space in there. A to Z T's just joined. What did I miss? A whole bunch. We've been through a whole bunch of fun here already. A to Z, if you have any questions, or AZ, I guess Arizona, AZTs, if you have any questions, lay them on me right now because we're just trying to answer any questions. We went in, showed the mock-up tool, showed EasyView Online Designer, and you could always go back and re-watch what you missed. After this one ends, we're just going to have it public up on our YouTube so you could join in there. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see. How many colors could be on the goof-proof transfers? So, Erica, that is a great question. I'm glad I scrolled a little bit to be able to find it, but for our goof-proof transfers, it's usually about 2 to 3 inks that you're going to see it be much more profit. You're going to have much more profit margin, and it's going to be much more cost-effective to switch to a full color transfer. So, I would say 2 or 3, depending on your design, is where you'll stay with goof-proof. Any more than that, especially in that 3 range or any like gradients and stuff, you'll want to switch over to the Ultra Color Soft or Ultra Color Max transfers, just to make sure that you're going to be able to have that profit margin when you're selling the apparel. You know, it's great to have a 20 color screen print, but when the print itself costs $22, it's not leaving you a lot of room for your profit. So you want to be sure that you are able to, make money printing t-shirts. That's what we're all in the game for here. So you want to make sure. Shayna, going to Blockbuster as a child was such a treat. Thank you for the positive memories. I love Blockbuster. I think there's still one available in Alaska, and like people make a pilgrimage to it, except when you would be like, I want to go get this new release. We're so excited. It's a Blockbuster night. And you go and they have the entire wall of just the blank boxes. And it's not, they didn't have it. It's all rented out. And then you had to settle for like, I don't know, Mall Cops or something. Or some movie that you didn't really want to watch, but it was still fun. Be rolling around. I know the little candy desk. I still have dreams of that little candy desk right up front. It felt like you were at the movies. Erica, yeah, design has 4 colors. Depending on the quantity, tell me what quantity you're printing, and I'll recommend a transfer type for you. Also, tell me what fabric it's going on. Is it going on 100% cotton, a poly-cotton blend, or a 100% polyester? And I'll be able to do those. Mackenzie asks, how do I order embroidery heat press patches? Those are going to be over on the Stalls site. So stalls.com, they have the flex style and the embroidered patches, especially for headwear. Those are incredibly awesome, especially if you have one of the IQ360 hat presses with that lower heated platen. Really, really awesome decoration method, but we do not carry those at Transfer Express. Those are you have to order those on stalls.com. We primarily focus on custom transfers. With Ultra Color Max, Stalls does have those over there as well. So there's 2 places to buy the direct-to-film, but the EasyView Online Designer and the goof-proof screen printed transfers, all exclusive here. But those embroidered patches, and if you haven't seen the flex style is pretty cool as well. But yeah, a 4-color design, I'm going to recommend switching on over to Ultra Color Max. Really, really easy to use. Super simple. 290 degrees for 15 seconds. Applies really good. I actually have one. So you guys want to go over to the heat press and we'll apply. I'll show you exactly how this works. So this one here is a screen printed transfer. So if you get up on kind of close on that, you can see it is plastisol ink. It looks like it's sitting in the fibers of the t-shirt, on the fibers of the t-shirt. It looks like a screen print. It's not vinyl. It's not like a big sticker. It doesn't feel like a big sticker. It feels like plastisol screen printed inks. Even I'll go as far to say soft hand. They are not super soft. You can't you can still feel it a little bit, but especially on the inside of the shirt when you're wearing it, really, really soft and comfortable to wear. They also get a little bit softer with every wash, just like a regular screen printed shirt. So those are great. Now another really great product here that will apply is Ultra Color Max. Now Ultra Color Max does come up to that 22 by 22 inch size. And it's backed in white, so it shows up. It's nice, bright, opaque colors on any color of garment. So here we're going to be putting on this navy, and I want you to see how awesome these yellows and reds, all the blues, it just looks so vibrant when you're on that. So let's head back over to our heat press here. This is our Hotronic 16 by 20 auto clam. If you guys are unfamiliar with the Hotronics presses, And any of the presses, the Fusions, the Air Fusions, the Dual Air Fusions, this is my absolute favorite. We have this one in the studio here. It is so awesome. I love it auto open and close feature. It doesn't have any of the cool fancy touch screens like the Fusions do, which are pretty cool. I really do like those. They're pretty cool. But this simple interface, just the mode button, 290 degrees. We're at 15 seconds. 15 seconds, ready to go. It tells you the digital pressure readout, which is a huge plus on one of these manual, I don't want to say manual, I'll say semi-manual presses. So here it'll tell us right here at a 7 that we're on a 7 on pressure. So there's no guessing, there's no weird paper testing that you have to do. It warns you that it's going to open, and then it opens by itself just using the electromagnet right here on the top. So then right then, you could be peeling and pulling off. So let's load our t-shirt on here. Now, a big selling point of this press that I absolutely love is the quick change platens. Just like that, there's this little lever right here on the side, and you could just swap these platens on out. So when people say, man, I want a Hotronix press, but they cost so much money, I don't know if it's worth it. Features like this really make it worth it. Not to mention the warranty. These things are like basically warranted for life. The heating element, the electronics in it, I believe are 5 years. But yeah, if the heating element goes on it, just call Hotronix. We had an issue with this press specifically. Called Hotronix, and within an hour of first having the issue, it was completely fixed. Turns out a wire in the back just got unplugged with moving around, because this does get on the wheels, on the carrier, on the little caddy stand that it's on. It gets wheeled around a lot, and just one of the little connections wheeled loose. They said, unscrew these 4 screws, open it on up, take a picture, send us the email. Hey, yeah, that wire right there, see the yellow and green one? It's unplugged. Plug it back in. Plugged it back in, and we were back up and running. Hotronix is absolutely awesome with their support. But enough about that. Let's do a shirt. Let's print a shirt. Let's print a shirt. And if you guys have more questions, load them up in there. Erica says 100% cotton. It's going to be ending up a minimum of 100. So I'm going to actually say it's probably going to be the most cost-effective for you to use the Ultracolor Soft transfers at 100 quantity, because the Ultracolor Max is a 6 cents per square inch transfer. It's going to get a little pricey, and you're not going to get those quantity breaks like you would when you are ordering with the hybrid transfer. That's a full color, that Ultracolor Soft. So Ultracolor Soft, a 4-color piece of artwork, is going to look awesome. Has a nice, soft, matte feel to it, so it feels good. And yeah, but if you don't have a sample of that, go ahead and ask us. Free samples on our website. Get the free sample pack, and we'll send you samples of that so you could trust in the quality before you sell it for your customer. Or if you like the Ultracolor Max and you're okay with that little bit higher price for the ease of use or the hand feel, or even if you want to do goof proof and price it out for a goof proof order, if you could still make 100 pieces of a 4-color is actually going to be quite affordable, especially if, say, you could fit 2 up on a gang sheet. Then you only need 50 sheets instead of 100 sheets. So it all depends on your artwork, but I would probably say Ultracolor Soft is going to be your best option here. So we are going to load this onto our heat press. I just opened the t-shirt up. I know I did that fast, and we switched cameras probably on you in the middle of it, but I just opened up the t-shirt like it was a pillowcase, threading it onto a pillow, and that's what we call threading onto the platen. I'm going to check our sides and just look at them to make sure this seam is the same on this side. And then you could kind of go down the side and make sure you're nice and flat all the way down. And then to be good on our pressure and have a nice, smooth, even printing surface, you notice I rolled the collar off the press. So there are no seams. There's no obstructions whatsoever that are going to be impacting this print area. We're going to pre-press this because it is a 100% cotton blank. We're going to remove any moisture and wrinkles from this shirt. The moisture is super, super important because when we are trying to put a transfer down, the moisture is evaporating and trying to get up and out when it's hitting that heat. So it's not going to adhere properly. When the heat's coming up, the product's trying to go down, it's not going to be a good time. So you want to get the moisture out of there so the moisture is not fighting the transfer when it's coming back on down. This is how easy this is to use. We're just going to take our design, lay it right here. I'm going to go 3 fingers down from the top of the collar. So we'll just bump it up a little bit. Looks nice and centered to me, because I know I centered my shirt on there nice and good. And this is it. 15 seconds, 12 to 15 seconds at 290 degrees. No cover sheet, no nothing. And this is going to be a hot peel. So hot peel is really cool. Now our Ultra Color Soft is a cold peel right now. I just saw some super cool stuff where there might be a hot peel version coming out. That's just for you guys here in the live stream, all right? Don't tell anybody that. Shh. Don't tell anybody, but it's coming soon. But just like Ultra Color Max is a hot peel, as soon as the press opens, you peel the carrier away immediately, and it's like butter. Like butter. Comes off nice, smooth, and clean. Don't see anything on there. You kind of see a little bit of ghosting where the image used to be. And there's your print. It's on there. There's no two-step here. No two-step application. It is a single step, just a single press like that. You don't have to cover it and reseal it or anything. That's it. You have a nice full color print. Now I told you those colors were going to be vibrant. I hope they look as vibrant as they do in real life right there. But right there, they look absolutely incredible. It's a nice soft hand feel, especially with the open areas of this design here. This makes me want to go on a cruise, I'll tell you. Cruise control. I'm ready. The Garcia family, I'm coming. I'm joining the cruise with you guys. We're going to hang out in the sun, the water, some palm trees. I'm ready. This little burst of warm weather we had here in Ohio gets me real excited to get out on vacation. But that's it. Look, Ultra Color Max, how easy that applies. 4 colors, 5 colors, gradients, any of this fine detail, all up in here. Could print completely fine. And yeah, perfect for the lower quantities, probably when you hit that 18, 36 quantity, depending on the size and dimensions of your artwork, gonna be a little bit easier to go here. Yeah, Erica, the only thing that would make me recommend Max is if, say, that 4-color design is just a little left chest. Because it is sized per square inch, you may be able to get those left chest graphics with Ultra Color Max incredibly affordable. But if it's a larger graphic, paying per square inch, Ultra Color Soft is definitely going to be the way to go. Jeremias, can I do business with you here in the Philippines, Southeast of Asia? Unfortunately, not. We only are shipping to Canada and the U.S. Right now. So, Andrew asks, what's the weirdest thing you've ever printed on? Are you talking ever? Because there was a time back in like 2007 when we were doing a lot of underwear, which was pretty weird. I just recently did a project, very specialized, printing on these like tiny elastic bands. And I used actually Ultra Color Max on a heat press, just a little cardboard jig, and it worked awesome. That was pretty weird. Let's see, what other weird stuff have I... The underwear might have been probably the weirdest. And a tiny little print location on some of those. But that's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about it. There's probably something weirder that I've put ink on than that. But koozies are a pretty standard thing that's a little bit weirder than just like apparel. But underwear probably takes the cake as far as weirdness goes. There's been some questionable artwork that I've put on tote bags, if you're talking about weird. But tote bags themselves, not all too weird. Estelle, yes, have a great weekend. We're happy to help. And of course, you could always tune back in here to catch anything if you got to bounce out or come back in. But I love hanging out with you guys live here. Let's see. Is it normal for Plastisol ink to lighten in color after being heat pressed? No. It should, if anything, get a little bit maybe darker, but it should not be changing all too much. So let's, I was going to say, if we have time, do we have time? We got a little bit of time. Let me bump this up to 365, and let's apply a Plastisol transfer if this heat press will heat up for me. Somebody start a stopwatch in the background, and we'll see how much, how long it takes for this heat press to jump back up. I'm increasing the temperature by 70 degrees on this press up to 365. I'm lowering the time down to 4 to 6 seconds. And we're going to press a goof proof if we've got time here. Because I have a navy shirt, so a dark shirt. This is kind of worst case scenario because it is heavily pigmented like a black or a maroon or a navy shirt. The same shirt that we did put this Ultra Color Max on, I'm going to print a Plastisol transfer on it as well. So this is a single color goof proof transfer, 4 seasons. And this color yellow should look almost the same. It may be a slightly darker, but it should be exactly the same when we hold it up to the other swatch. So with our color selector guide, we could actually find the color yellow in here. Is it Tennessee orange? It's not Tennessee orange. Where's our yellows? Did I pass the yellow page? I passed the yellow page. I'm going to guess it's going to be maize. I think it's going to be maize. It's not, it's gold. So our color selector swatch book, you could see, is actually the real inks. This isn't faked. This is real plastisol ink on Pellon fabric. So you can see exactly how it's going to look. And you can see the gold is spot on exact to what it was. I thought it was maize, which is this one underneath it, but my eyes have deceived me. It's gold. You can see the ink's the same. So we'll take this color selector swatch and see, since we know it's identical here, when that heat press heats up, we're going to go ahead and see how much the colors shift. You're going to be surprised. It's not that much. Speaking of questionable artwork, what is the Transfer Express policy on rude imagery or text? Hateful or hurtful, we will not print. So if you want to do some questionable stuff, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, most everything else we'll let slip. But if it is hateful or offensive to any group, we're going to say no. So we'll turn that one down. So try to keep it on the cleaner side. But of course, we know creatives could be a little creative sometimes and do some weird stuff. So it's always worth a shot. The worst that's going to happen is we're going to say good luck finding another printer to do that. I've worked at 3 different print shops in the past 15 years, and every single one of them has had a similar policy that if it is hurtful content like that, then we're not gonna print it. It's very rare. In the time that I've been here at Transfer Express, I haven't heard of any artwork getting turned down for that. But at the last print shop I worked at for 7 years, there's probably 1 or 2 every year that would come through that we would say, hey, yeah, not gonna happen, guys, not gonna happen. You probably shouldn't be printing this stuff. So, yeah, that's in terms of weird. Andrew, yes, you're welcome. We love to help with all of our YouTube videos. It is something that we dedicate a lot of time to because we want to help you guys. And we know that, especially coming right into the apparel decorating industry, there's so many little weird quirks that you have to pick up after years and years. And it's like, once you hit that scenario that like you're printing a run of t-shirts and you run into this issue and you just didn't think about it and now you're wasting money, we want to try to eliminate that and have you prep for success before you really even get started or run into those issues. So, of course, if you guys have any tips or questions or issues of your own that you run into that you just can't figure out, let us know. info@transferexpress.com. Say you have a video request or comment right here on any of the videos on YouTube. I read every single one every day. So if you've ever left a mean comment, just know that I've read it. I love those comments though, because the feedback, I want to be able to help you guys. And I don't want to say like, oh yeah, I love all the hey, thanks, this helps so much. I love those because that's what we're here for, to help you guys out. But any of the constructive feedback that comes through too, we want to make our videos better. We want to make them more helpful. And you know, it's just kind of like that old adage, like if you have a question, odds are somebody else has that same question. So if you have a thought, somebody else has that same thought. We want to make it better for everybody. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help, and we're here to bring up your t-shirt business, make your dreams come true. If your dream has been being an entrepreneur or being self-sufficient or spending more time with your family, taking control of your own business, we want to be a part of that. And I love hearing those success stories. That's why I love getting out on the road. Yeah, absolutely love it. Adiola, I saw a message retracted. I hope that wasn't a mean comment. I'm kidding. It could be a mean comment. That's fine. Let's see. Are you guys having any upcoming seminars soon in Tennessee? I believe we are going to Everything Embroidery Market in Chattanooga coming up soon. I don't know those exact dates, but what you could do is go over to transferexpress.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then in the blue footer at the bottom, you'll see a little events link. If you click that events link, it's going to take you right into our entire event schedule, and you'll see that Everything Embroidery Market is there in Tennessee. I think that's the closest we're getting down in that region. I think there's another embroidery market in Myrtle Beach. I think that's more in the summer though. I think the Chattanooga one is coming up here soon. So we'll want to make sure that we have that that information there for you. If we can, I'll have some helpers throw that in the comments section, and so that we can have that information there for you. Let's see here. We're going to get to this plastisol ink. Where are we at? 345 degrees. So it's been quick, and it's only been maybe 10 minutes. So we're going to be getting up even more. Donald asks, how can we check copyrights on trending designs? So that's kind of a hard situation to get into, especially if you are jumping on like very, very current, fast trends. You see something pop up on Etsy, just don't steal their artwork. As a fellow graphic designer and artist myself, I can never condone one-for-one stealing somebody's artwork. Also, that internet myth of, oh, if you change it 30%, it's not copyright anymore, dude. Wrong. That's not going to hold up in court. That is an internet myth. If it can still be, kind of like that example that I used earlier with like, if you could hold it up on the street corner and sell it and somebody's like, oh, that's a Cleveland Guardians t-shirt, that's a Cleveland Browns t-shirt, then they're going to be able to get you in a court of law. I'm not a lawyer, and I am not offering any legal advice. I am just telling you to don't steal people's artwork, which should be implied. But you see it on Etsy all the time. When somebody's popular design starts trending, a lot of people jump on the same exact bandwagon, try to take their piece of the pie of that. Of course, imitation is the finest form of flattery. And if you see something that you like, odds are other people are going to like it too. Take it as inspiration and just make it your own. Don't steal it one for one. Don't just take a screenshot and live trace it in Illustrator or dump it into EasyView Online Designer. Try to make it your own in some way, and then own it. And then, you know, the one day that people start stealing your artwork off the internet, that's when you know that you've made it, right? I'm just kidding. I hope that never happens to you, because that's terrible for somebody to come in and steal your hard created artwork. You know, you spent a lot of time, work, dedication, not just on making that design, but building the skill set behind that so that you can make that design. And for somebody to come in and swoop in and steal all of your success, not cool. But traditionally, I mean, what we're going to catch here at Transfer Express is a lot of the biggest thing that we turn away is Disney characters. We can't print it. We can't do it. NFL teams, actual like cities and the team name. If you would just have the city team, if you would say like Cleveland football, print that all day. You could print it in orange and brown too, as long as it says Cleveland football, that's fine. As soon as you say Cleveland Browns, can't do it. You could say Seattle, I think even they have 12th man trademarked. You could always just Google search though. If you are worried about some licensing, my favorite thing is going to Google. So if you say Cleveland Browns trademarks, there is several different websites. The one is, I think it's like Gerben Law, but they have a great database of current and expired professional sports teams. Not only just the logos, but you'll also find a lot of these teams, especially on the higher level of professional sports, will also trademark certain sayings or phrases. If there's a portion of the stadium that's called like the dog pound, like I mentioned Seattle's 12th man, like they may have that phrase trademarked for use on apparel already, because they wanted to make t-shirts in 2002 that said 12th man. They trademarked it so nobody else could rip theirs off, and they own that intellectual property, and they will come after you if they catch you selling it. Now, you know, like I mentioned, most of the time you're just going to get a cease and desist letter. They may come after you for damages if it's a larger brand. And so as a small-time creator, you really, I mean, personally, I've heard of nightmare scenarios of people with small businesses just filing their taxes. Lap on top of that a lawsuit from like Disney or the NFL, and you're not going to be printing t-shirts all too much anymore. That's going to eat your entire profit margin. Just not the way to go about doing it. So you just want to make sure that you do that. Yeah, I see in there that we put Chattanooga, Everything Embroidery Market is April 28th through the 30th. So next month, Aduela, I hope I pronounced that right. I hope we see you out there at the Everything Embroidery Market. They are so much fun to get into. Jose, what's up? What's up? So let's check the press back here. I know we're going to be running out of time. 365, we made it. We're ready to go. Let's jump on back there. We'll do this. We'll do the color test to the ink swatch after pressed. And actually, do we even need to do it? Because this is a pressed ink sample, and we already know it's going to match, but this is on white. So let's see what it's going to look like on dark colors, because this is a testament to the Goof Proof 2 being nice and opaque. No need for an underbase. We have these specifically formulated. Here at Transfer Express, we've been doing plastisol transfers for over 30 years. So, I mean, there is a lot of nuances. I used to screen print posters, and there is a huge difference between screen printing t-shirts and screen printing posters or any type of flat stock. So going from, if you've screen printed t-shirts and you're like, I can make my own transfers, no problem, go for it. I will heavily applaud you when you're able to successfully do it. It is a tricky process. That's why I trust the pros here at Transfer Express. We're gonna load this one onto the heat press just like we loaded the other one on, if I could throw it on there. Grab the sides, open it up like a pillowcase straight on top. And we're just gonna print this one on the back right here. Now the same scenario applies. We want to make sure that we are nice and centered on here. Of course we're not, because I just threw that thing on there like I was an animal. But here we go, all ready to go. And we're gonna go ahead and pre-press this one as well. Now with Plastisol inks, the moisture is a very large issue. Magic. You see that thing open? Real cool. With Plastisol inks, you can get some durability issues if you are not pre-pressing, especially fabrics that hold moisture, 100% cotton. Puff inks, when you're doing puff inks or any puff at all, any puff decoration with a heat press, if you get any like weird wrinkly stuff, like if the puff looks like your fingers after you've been sitting in the bathtub for way too long, it's the moisture. It is the moisture coming out of the shirt through the puff as the puff's trying to rise. Like it's like if you just threw cold water on a rising loaf of bread, it's just gonna collapse in and get all wrinkly and weird and gross, and you're not gonna want the bread. You're not gonna want the screen print. So just make sure you're pre-pressing any of these garments. I still feel some moisture in this, so I'm just gonna pre-press it again. Why not? Let's make sure it's dry. Now, if you have a huge run, one of my favorite tips that I've actually done this personally, a huge run of shirts, 100 plus, I just put all of the garments in a closet with a dehumidifier, let it run overnight, came and had this humongous bucket of water, dumped it out, and then I didn't need to pre-press the shirts as I was printing them because I'd already pulled all the moisture out the other way. That feels nice and dry now. Let's grab our Plastisol screen printed transfer, 4 Seasons Landscaping. Now this is one of the samples that's included in our marketing kit. So you do get this sample if you want to test it yourself, a nice 1-color print. So we're just gonna go right here. We'll lay it right down here on the back. And this is a 4 to 6 second press. This is like magic, a screen printed shirt. How easy it is. So we're gonna pull this down, lock it on down. Medium to firm pressure on our Hotronix auto clam. Just a 4 to 6 second press, 365 degrees, and a hot peel reveals a perfectly screen printed shirt. Nice, soft hand feel. And we're gonna pull this bad boy off. I'll hold it up here for you. So look at that. Beautiful hand feel. Barely feel it on the garment, especially this text. You're barely even gonna feel it on the garment. This big area of the trees, this is an awesome print. And let's see, right here, you betcha, just a little bit darker on the navy shirt, but just right there with the gold. It is right there. So yeah, you shouldn't have any lightening of colors. If anything, they should just darken up if you're printing on a dark colored garment. But that's it. I mean, yeah, look at that thing. Blue and gold is such an awesome color combination anyway, that is an awesome print. I don't know how close you guys could get up on it. Let's see. Well, you could see the fabric through it up close. It just looks awesome. It's Plastisol ink. It's a screen printed shirt. This is gonna wash, wear, feel, and last like a regular screen printed t-shirt, but you saw how quick it was. There was no setup, there was no screens, inks, emulsions, worrying about ink viscosity or off contact, or screens closing up on you, or their inks closing up, drying up on you. Like, no, none of that. No worried about squeegee durometer and how firm your pressure is or what angle you're printing at and trying to get all that repeatable step after step after step. It's so easy, so super easy to just be able to do, boop, push it down, press, and ready to go. I want to check and make sure that we have any questions in here now. Let's see. Because we are running out of a little bit of time, I know it's getting late in the afternoon. I want to wish you guys a wonderful weekend, but I want to make sure that I answered all these questions for you. And then, of course, if you missed this one or you're seeing this one a little bit later down the road, we're going to try to do this series at least once every single month. I love talking with you guys, sharing the stories of success and even your challenges. Bring it all to the table. and let's have this heat transfer answer be some kind of thriving community where we all get together, get to chat about the industry, get to chat about some current trends. I'd love to hear what you guys are printing. And yeah, we'll set up like an email address or like a voicemail line that you guys could call, interact. We might even be able to have some live callers or something. I think it'd just be fun. I love hearing with you guys, and this is why I love going to shows. We'll just make sure. B, let me go through here. I'm going to take a drink of water. Newbie here was just on Transfer Express last night trying to get neck labels with brand name only on a gang sheet. Best size to order, please, and thanks. We have to wrap things up, but I want to show you. I'll show you here in EasyView Online Designer. B Gene. I'll show you here in EasyView how easy it is to do that. And usually when you're on the inside tags, you want to stay within 2 to 2.5 inches. 3 inches is probably going to be the max size that you're going to want. So here in layouts, we actually have a whole bunch here for dealers only. Just click on shirt tags. Now that's going to pull up all of these different ones here. We actually have right here on our YouTube, we just released, maybe a week or two ago, a video on everything you need to know about printing inside tags. There is quite a bit of information that you need to have on there. Number one, you need to have your company name. This is if you're removing the label to legally fit to all of the guidelines with customs and I believe it's the FTC for having requirements. You need to have your name on it. You need to have the fabric makeup on it. You need to have where the garment was manufactured on it. You need to have care instructions as well. And I believe that's all of it. Care instructions, yeah, 4. Name, care instructions, fabric content. There's another one in there too. It's not required, but it is highly recommended that you put the size on there as well. Not required by customs or the FTC, but required for your customers. It's just easy in there. But because sizes are kind of like made up and there's no standard sizing of it, that it doesn't happen. So here, let's just add some of these in here. I'll tell you what sizes they're at. 2.3 inches wide for this circle. Looks awesome. Let's see. I know I have one of them here behind me. So this is like this one here that we have here. This is one of our layouts that was just modified to have the logo on top, a circle put around the XL, and all of the information in here, the washing instructions, the company name as well. But let's go into EasyView and see which one this is. And it looks like it was a combination of this one here and with the box around it to make all the information. So let's pull this one in and we'll see what this one's at. That one's at 2 inches. So this is probably about 3 inches. Hey, we got a ruler right here. Yep, 2.5 inches right there if I don't stretch it. Corner to corner, 2.5 inches. So yeah, 2.5, 3 inches is where you're going to want to size that. All of the ones here in EasyView Online Designer that are easily customizable, they're all here. You could just go ahead and grab that. That's 2.5. Let me put this back up so we don't clear everything on the grid wall. But here, that layout that I just put in there is this same layout right here. Large Cloverleaf Crafts, everything right there. 50/50, made in Nicaragua, and the care instructions as the symbols. You could easily Google search those symbols, and from everything I've read on the internet, those symbols quantify the requirement. They satisfy the requirement for the care instructions. They're not as universal as they used to be, and everybody used to know what they are, but they're on there as well. Let's see. Can you print on top of a transfer, for example, a basketball team uniforms? Can a number be printed on top of a logo once it's pressed? Absolutely. Happens all the time with Goof Proof that you could print right on it. Also, Sharpies, if you want to write like a kid's name for PE shirts when they just have an area to write a name, Sharpies will work on top of Goof Proof. Super, super easy and quick. So I know we're a little bit over our time that we had allotted here today. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, if you're in the New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Maryland, even Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, next week, the Transfer Express team is on the road to Atlantic City. We're going to be at the Impressions Expo. Like I mentioned, we have the packaging, t-shirt packaging seminar that we'll be doing, education session live on site a week from today on Friday. Stalls will be there. Josh Ellsworth, Jenna, and Kelly, the whole team from both Stalls and Transfer Express We'll be there at the Impressions Expo at the Atlantic City Convention Center. I hope to see you guys there, or at one of the events coming up on the road. We'll be out there, and we'd love to talk with you. We love interacting with you, just like we did right here today. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate you guys joining us, and we're always happy to help. Yeah, we'll try to keep this series going. Just keep an eye out on transferexpress.com, on our social media channels. Just make sure you follow us and subscribe here on YouTube as well, because you'll get notified of when we drop new videos. We're dropping 2 videos at least every single week. We're posting the webinar replays and, of course, going live here to answer your questions. But I had a whole bunch of fun here on Friday. I'm very happy you guys joined us, and yeah, we'll do this again maybe in a month, and we'll answer more questions. So think of all those questions that you have, and come back and be ready to go, and we'll answer those questions, or just share your success or your challenges as a business. We'll talk about it here, and this is the forum that we want to build this community and have everybody, lift everybody up in the apparel decorating industry, and make t-shirts rad and make you successful and be the entrepreneur that you think you can be, because I believe in you. I believe in you. But until next time, you guys have an awesome weekend, okay? And we'll see you soon. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, info@transferexpress.com is always available, or just drop a comment here and on any YouTube video, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or wherever else that you spend your time scrolling. I know I spend a lot. Eric, thank you guys. Khalid King, hey, shout out to you as well, my dude. Yeah, and Coley Cole. That's a good one. Coley Cole, thank you for joining us. But until next time, I'm Dave here at Transfer Express. Happy pressing.